Good morning and welcome to day 12 of this 30-day adventure to great photos. Today we're talking about one of the most important things in photography, and it is isolating your subject. Wow, there is nothing more important than being able to provide to your viewer the ability to quickly see where your subject is and what it is. It is one of the most essential things I've done in my photography and I've practiced on it. This is what really changed a lot of things in the way I was working. And in order to isolate your subject, there are a few ways to do it. So let me share with you the first one. The first one is going to be using the light. We're going to place our subject in the brightest part of that image in order to see it more easily. So for example, I was in Chicago and there was this little ray of light coming out in the streets, and I decided to wait until that person crossed in that ray of light with a yellow jacket in order to take the photo. Had that person been a little bit before or after, it would have had a completely different effect. Having him in that light beam makes it very easy to see and to spot in a photo in just a blink of an eye. Now, a second way to isolate a subject very easily is to use colors, and this is exactly why I have that ball with me right now. As you can see, because it's orange, it's contrasting really well with my t-shirt. It's also contrasting really well with the background that has a little bit of blue tones, but it's contrasting a little bit less with the table for the simple reason, well, that they have similar tones. This is a wooden collar that has a little bit of orange tones. This is orange. It will pop out, but not as much as here or here. So remember that when you're taking photos, one way to isolate a subject is to use complementary colors. One way you can find out about those colors is to go to that website and check what colors complement each other really well. You might use, for example, blue tones with a yellowish background, or you might use yellow at night in order to really pop out, or you might have seen those photos with people with yellow jackets in the middle of the forest, or even better, red jackets in the middle of the green forest. This is how you really make your subject stand out easily. Okay, this is a quick hack, and if you pay attention to what's happening on Instagram, you will see it happen a lot of times. Now, a third way to do it, which is awesome and it requires a lot less props, it is simply to find a clean background. What does it mean? A clean background is something that is homogeneous and uniform, whether it be in color, in texture, or in shape. Having that background will help see something that is different from it. So your subject, when it's standing in front of that background, will really pop out. So the sky is an easy one because it's usually very homogeneous and uniform. It's a clean background. We're talking here about something called negative space in composition. Having your subject on top of that negative space makes it easier for the subject to be seen. Another example could be, for example, a wall. You can have a wall with different colors, or you can have a wall with that is very clean, where it's the same brick wall. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as the background doesn't change too much, you will be able to see your subject easily. And you know, when we're doing long exposures, for example, for having part of the image blur out, when we're doing a panning shot, for example, well, we're in a way making that background a little bit more homogeneous, and that's how you get to see your subject a little bit better in that image. All right, so I hope those examples have been helpful for you. I literally pushed my photography a lot today. I started implementing that concept of isolating a subject, and I want you to do the same. There is a last way we can isolate a subject. I will talk about it next week because it requires a little bit of gear, and that's not a topic right now because you're going to be using your phone. So your mission for today, if you accept it, is to get out there, shoot and isolate your subject. I want you to pick a subject and really make your subject stand out easily with one of those three techniques that we just described. And then I want you to ask yourself, what technique did you use to isolate your subject? How do you find the result? Meaning, is it easy for the eye to be seen? And last but not least, what would you improve in that photo? Remember, having that self-criticism as to what we could improve pushes our mind to look for ways to make things better, and over time it really compounds the right way. Now, obviously, you can share your photos in the group. Would be happy to see them. And with no further ado, I will see you tomorrow for a new episode. Good luck with that one.